is my magazine, Rap Royalty Monthly. Rap Royalty Monthly will be a rap/grime magazine based in North London. The magazine will aim to highlight legends in the North London rap scene as well as feature up-and-coming newer artists. The magazine will include breaking news in the London rap scene, as well as revealing interviews into the careers of North London artists. The target audience will be rap and grime enthusiasts in London aged 16 to 25, male and working class. The psychographic group will be strivers and experiencers. These people may be more attracted to the magazine as the music included in it often talks about things that young working class males can relate to and find interesting. Young working class males are often interested in living a life of luxury, so they may be more drawn to the rap/grime genre as it often speaks and glamorizes this kind of lifestyle. Furthermore, rap and grime songs often speak about problems that are commonplace in the lives of this target audience in London, such as gang culture, violence, poverty, racism and classism. This means that many young working class males can relate to this kind of music. Thirdly, many rap/grime artists are people that come from this kind of background. This would make the music more relatable. A day in the life of a rap/grime enthusiast may start with them waking up and having breakfast. They may get dressed and go out while listening to their favourite rap/grime artists and songs. They then may listen to more music when they are with their friends or at school. They will also most likely listen to music on their way back from seeing their friends or being at school. The font that will be used for the title is white on black. This font was chosen because it presents a modern and urban feel as well as a kind of rough image. The title of the magazine is Rap Royalty Monthly. This represents the aim of including North London rap/grime legends in the magazine as they could be considered royalty. Some venues that may be included in the magazine will be the Electric Ballroom in Camden and the Roundhouse in Chalk Farm. These venues have been chosen as they are both located in popular areas in North London. Furthermore, they have both hosted rap artists from London such as Cadet and D Block Europe and from around the world such as G4 Boys. The artists that will feature in the magazine are Black the Ripper, Akala and Nux. The resources that will be used to make this magazine will be Photoshop, Word, a print press, paper, a laminator, a computer and a camera. The personnel responsible for the creation of this magazine will be myself, a writer and a photographer. The distribution and marketing methods that will be used will be a physical printed copy that will be supplied to local kiosks/newsagents. The magazine will also be available online for subscription access. The magazine will be advertised on posters around North London. There will also be promotional shorts and digital posters on Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. These platforms have a pre-built algorithm that will promote the ads for the magazine to people who are already interested in rap/grime. The magazine will cost £2. This is to make it affordable to the target audience of predominantly working class people, most of which will be in some form of education and so may not have a job and will have to rely on pocket money/allowance. I'll be installing posters in popular areas in North London, for example Camden, Kentish Town, Archway, Hampstead and Kilburn. The posters will have the same model/artists from that month's issue of Rap Royalty Monthly. The magazine will include interviews and quotes from the musicians, as well as new releases and reviews of albums and songs. It will also include a complimentary poster of the main artist included. These 3 colour palettes have been shortlisted as they all present a modern/energetic feel that relates to the atmosphere that rap and grime usually have. Closer look. These some magazines that will be in competition: Hip Hop, Wonderland, GQ and Time. What will make my magazine different and unique from other magazines is that my magazine will be more focused on pre-existing legends within the North London rap scene. This will make my magazine more likely to be popular and succeed as people will be drawn to something unique and new rather than a magazine that does the exact same thing as others. This is a mock-up of what my front cover may look like. These are potential questions that I've already answered. The end.
Thank you very much. Again, well thought out, clearly expressed. The feedback's going to come in a number of different ways, and I think mainly in question form and things for you to think about. And if you can't answer them now, that's completely fine, but you might want to think about them moving forward for your designs. How are you going to tailor your content around the artist and the target audience? So you've got a clear idea about your target audience. I suppose what I'm saying is, would the type of article that you're writing for Akala be the same as the other artists that you mentioned? How would you tailor each article to suit the artists themselves and what their aims and objectives are, as well as your target audience?
Well, no. Each artist, their music, their like general, I guess you could say, their vibe is different. So Akala specifically is more of a social content, social conscious rapper. So it'll be much more speaking about issues and stuff like that, rather than other things.
So the magazine can change according to each featured
Yeah.
artist. Just as an extension question to that, I really like the idea that you're going to tailor your articles according to the target audience and find ways to express that in the front cover. What regular features will your magazine provide?
Well, in the content, I said every feature magazine will include 3 different artists. It will include interviews, reviews. Every issue will include a poster. Yeah.
So just let's have a look at your mock-up a second. So thinking about that blank canvas moving forward, I don't get a sense of that from your mock-up. So you might want to think about how are you going to draw me into what's going to be inside the magazine.
Yeah.
And I think there's an opportunity to think more about conventions of magazines, such as the part of the strap line, the main headlines, and so forth. But I really like the concept of your masthead, and I think you've got a clear idea.
So I think that everything that you've presented, you've got a clear brand running through. So just a question about the royalty element. So you've said that you're going to focus on like the legends within the London scene. I'm just curious as to what sort of opportunities the magazine provides for highlighting rising stars rather than pre-existing stars.
Well, obviously the majority of the magazine will be about the legends, but I will be including every issue will include a newer and up-and-coming artist. So for the artist that I presented in this presentation, Knox is a new artist. He's upcoming. So I guess the magazine will be I forgot the word. It's like
Expressing or selling.
it's like promoting them. Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, just to continue on from that point. So do you feel that there's a chance to promote these up and coming stars from up and coming to cover stars, or is it the legends that are going to be the cover stars of the magazine?
Well, the focus on my magazine will be about the royalty, the legends, but I feel like up and coming artists, they do have an opportunity to become on that kind of status.
I think following on from that, I just want you to revisit the brief in terms of what we wanted you to do, and that is to produce a magazine that promotes venues and up and coming artists. And I wonder, and I really like the idea of including rap royalty, but I wonder if there's a way to join the two together. Maybe where you compare them up. I think there's exciting opportunities for the rap royalty, as it were, to become mentors, not only to the readership but to the up and coming artists as
Yeah.
well. So you might want to think about a way you can marry the two moving forward. And that might help you come up with a unique selling point as well. I think, because one thing that, if we just go to the competition page, I wasn't exactly clear what your magazine does differently to these other magazines, because these magazines also use pre-existing legends, and I think if you can find a way to create a relationship or marry the new and the old together, that you might be really promoting a unique selling point there. So that's something to think about moving forward.
So you said that you would feature 3 different artists, was it?
Yeah.
In each issue of the magazine.
Yeah.
Would they all be featured equally, or is there sort of a lead star?
So
What sort of balance would you
there will be a main article focused on one of the artists, but then the other two will be equally represented.
Okay, so it's sort of 1 main and then 2 that are
Yeah.
slightly further down the
Yeah.
line. Is there an opportunity perhaps to sort of create different versions of the magazine to create a more collectible version of the magazine? So 3 different covers, 1 for each of your feature stars. Is that something that you've considered or would consider?
Yeah, I would definitely consider that.
That's a really good idea.
Mm.
And I think in terms of the hobbies and the interests of your target audience, collectibles might be a thing. I'm looking at lots of recognisable brands. I'm sure trainers are collectible, and then your magazine could then be collectible. What I'd want you to think about as well, and what I'd want to be clear on the final mock-up of the magazine are the hobbies and interests. You speak really clearly about the social themes and the social conscience rap, and I think that's brilliant, and that will give you a very clear, unique selling point as well. I just wonder if there's another way to include people's hobbies and interests within what you're talking about as well, so within the main headlines or features. So for example, looking at Skinny Man there, would we want to talk about festival going as a kind of hobby and an interest, and you know, then that would naturally lead on to a headline about a festival that he's headlined in and so forth.
Yeah, definitely.
We could apply the same for films or computer games. Do you want it to have a broad appeal, or do you want it to focus on the social conscience aspect?
While I do think the social conscience is important, I don't think everyone within the North London rap scene is interested in that kind of music. And not all of the artists that I've presented rap about that kind of thing. So there'll be a
Good.
wider...
So just think about the target audience in terms of those interests, and then we could use that to promote that on the front of your magazine,
Yeah.
which will give us give the reader a clear promise or expectation of what they can buy. Have you got any more?
I think so. What I quite liked, you gave us a breakdown of a day in the life of what you imagine to be our target audience.
Yeah.
Just a sort of for you to consider, how do you feel that Rap Royalty Monthly could become a part of that daily life? In what way do you feel that readers would be able to engage with it in their day-to-day life?
Well, most of my target audience will be in some kind of education. So let's say they finish school and they're going out, they can buy a magazine with their pocket money after school and stuff like that.
I think that very much fits in with my final question, and that's about the online opportunities for your concept. I think you're very clear about the magazine, but I suppose, you know, what you might want to think about ideas about why people would want to log on to your app, for example, on a daily basis. Is there a quote from an artist of the day? Is there a new song being released today? So that's bringing more traffic to you, and I think if we could find ways to express that online partnership on the front cover of your magazine, you've really got a very, very unique and developed concept there. Brilliant, well done. Amazing.